Good day, all. It's Miss Amira from Cambridge Virtual Academy, and today we will talk about something very important also in our grammar. We will talk about the indirect questions, okay? Just be with us. Before we start in the indirect questions, we have to revise the kinds or the types of questions that we have in English. We have two types of questions in English. We have the WH question, okay, and the yes or no questions, okay, and each one of them will be totally different when we have it as indirect or change it into indirect question, okay? The WH question, let's talk about it, or let's give an example about the WH question. It's all about a WH question word like what, for example, and after the WH question word, we have to find a helping verb, which is, it can be verb to do, verb to have, or verb to be, or it can be also a modal verb, okay, like can or could or will or would, or any one of the modal verbs. Okay, let's just have it here like, what do you do at the club? Let's see how to change this WH question into indirect question, okay? So let's just say that Ali asked me, and usually the direct question will come into or between speech marks, okay? So Ali asked me, what do you do? Because here we imagine that Ali is standing in front of you, okay, and asking you this question between the speech marks. So Ali is speaking or Ali is talking. Let's change it into indirect question, okay? Let's see. Ali, now I'm not in front of Ali. I will go to Hussam, for example. Imagine that there is another one will be with me, and Ali is not in front of me right now. So I'm telling Hussam about Ali's question, okay? This is the indirect question. Ali asked me, what will be as it is, okay? And then the question form, I told you at the beginning that we have to use a helping verb, right? Yeah, this is in the question form. But when you change it into indirect question, it will not be a question anymore. It will be a statement, okay? So I will remove, or I don't want the helping verb anymore. I just take the subject and take care. What happens to the subject? I have to imagine. Ali was standing in front of me in the direct question. So he said, what do you do at the club? But when I'm telling Hussam, now Ali is not standing in front of me. So Ali asked me what, I will be, you will be I. So what I, and then here do is in the present sample. I will make it what? I will change it into past simple. Excellent, exactly. What I did at the club. So we changed what? We changed the tense, one tense backward. We changed the pronoun, okay? And we make it a statement, not a question form. So that's why you end with a full stop. Don't end with a question mark. Don't put also the speech marks. You delete them. Let's go and see the yes or no questions or the short answers questions. For example, if I have Mona asked me, speech marks, do you go to the club? Okay, and speech, we close the speech marks for sure. Let's change this direct question into indirect question down here. We asked using do. Okay, don't forget this, because we can ask or we can make the questions using verb to do or verb to have or verb to be or any modal verb. Okay, let's see the steps down there. What should we do? We will say Mona asked me. I went now to another friend. Okay, maybe I'm talking to May about Mona. So Mona asked me. Here in the yes or no questions, you have to use something called if. Okay, or whether. Okay, so if or whether, according to what it's they have the same meaning. Okay, if you have the choice, choose whatever you want, but if in the rewrite he brings you whether, he means that you have to put it. So Mona asked me if, then I delayed do. When the yes or no question starts with verb to do, delete it, please, don't use it. Okay, and now change the pronouns. Okay, let's go and see. You will be what? Whether I. Yes, exactly. So we change it according to the meaning. If or whether I go, it's in the present simple. So we will go backward one step. So it will be if I went to the club. Without a question mark, a period. Okay, and here I went to the club is a statement, as you see. It's not a question anymore. Let's complete talking about the questions or the yes or no questions. Okay, yes or no questions are depending on the helping verbs, okay, or the modal verbs. Let's see another example. We saw the example using do or verb to do, and we said that we have to remove verb to do. But how about if the question was with have, verb to have, or verb to be? What should we do? Here we have a question. Let's see it. Have you traveled to America? Okay, and let's imagine that someone is saying this, okay, this direct question. For example, Ahmed asked me, as we said that we have to put it between like quotation marks, okay, or speech marks, and then we want to change this direct question into indirect question. How can we do it? Firstly, we have to say that Ahmed asked me, okay, and then we start to put the question, and we will not put it as if it's a question form. No, it will be a statement. So we will start with the subject. You will be, he asked me, if I, what? If I, you will be I, and then have traveled will go backward one tense. Present simple will be past, present perfect will be past perfect. So if I had traveled to America, okay, and a period at the end. This is another kind of questions. How about if the question starts with will? Okay, also it's a WH question using a modal verb will. Will you go to the party? Okay, and here we will say that Omar asked, okay, will you go to the party? Asked me. can we change this into indirect question? Omar asked me if, we said that the yes or no question, we have to put if or whether. So if I will be would go to the party, and period. That's it. This is the yes or no question, okay, in the indirect form. The most important thing to change from the direct question to the indirect question is to change the tense, okay? Take care of this. We have to go 1 tense backward, okay? So if you have a sentence in the present simple tense, you have to take it to the past simple, unless this sentence is a general truth. For example, he asked me, are you a teacher? Okay, so here it's a general truth. If I will say it, I can't take it to the past simple. So the present simple will be as it is if it is a general truth. Okay, if it's about the action, verbs, or the habits or something can be changed, so it will be taken to the past simple. Okay, and the past simple and the present perfect both will go to the past perfect. Okay, how about the past perfect? It will not change. The past perfect will be as it is, past perfect also. Okay, what else? We said that will be would, can will be could, may will be might, but some modal verbs will not change. Would will be as it is, okay? Should will be as it is. Ought be as it is, okay? Might also will be as it is, and could. Okay, so these auxiliary verbs will not change. If you find would, it will be would in the indirect question, okay? Something else, we have to change it. The words which express the time in the direct questions into the indirect questions, okay? Now will be then or at that time. Today will be that day. Tonight will be that night or last night. Tomorrow, the next day or the following day. Yesterday, the day before or the previous day. Last night, the night before or the previous night. This week, that week or last week. Last month, the month before or the previous month. Next year, the following year. 2 minutes ago, 2 minutes before. In 1 hour, 1 hour ago, or sorry, 1 hour later. Okay, so that was all about the direct and the indirect questions. So I hope from all of us in Cambridge Virtual Academy, we all help you the best of luck. Bye-bye.